Imagine a world without clocks. No ticking hands, no buzzing alarms, just the sun rising and setting, marking the passage of time in a way that feels almost poetic but utterly chaotic. It's hard to fathom, right? Yet, that was the reality for our ancestors long before the first clocks emerged. The concept of timekeeping has evolved dramatically over the centuries, and today, we take for granted the precision of our modern timepieces. So let's rewind the clock, pun intended, and explore the fascinating journey of timekeeping, from the earliest sundials to the intricate mechanisms of today's atomic clocks. The story begins in ancient civilizations, where the sun was the primary timekeeper. People relied on the position of the sun in the sky to gauge the time of day. Sundials, which date back to around 1500 BC in Egypt, were among the first devices to measure time. Imagine this, a flat plate with a stick, or gnomon, in the middle. As the sun moves across the sky, the shadow of the gnomon shifts, casting its mark on the plate, indicating the hour. It's simple yet ingenious, but it has its limitations. For one, sundials only work when the sun is shining. On cloudy days or during the night, you're left guessing. As civilizations advanced, so did the need for more reliable timekeeping. Enter the water clock, or clepsydra, which emerged in ancient Egypt and China around the same time as sundials. These fascinating devices measured time by the regulated flow of water. Picture a container with a small hole at the bottom. Water drips out at a consistent rate, and by marking the water level at intervals, you can tell the time. It's like a primitive hourglass, and it worked day or night, rain or shine. However, water clocks were also imperfect. Changes in temperature could affect the water's viscosity, altering the flow rate. It's a reminder that even our best efforts to control time can be thwarted by nature. Fast forward to the Middle Ages, and we see the rise of mechanical clocks. The first true mechanical clocks appeared in Europe around the 13th century, driven by gears and weights. These clocks were monumental, often housed in church towers, and they served not just to tell time, but also to call people to prayer. Imagine the sound of a heavy bell resonating across the town, marking the hour. Mechanical clocks were a marvel of engineering, but they were still fairly inaccurate. They could gain or lose several minutes a day, which, let's be honest, is not ideal if you're trying to catch a train. The quest for precision continued, and in the 17th century, we saw the introduction of the pendulum clock, invented by Christian Huygens. This was a game-changer. The pendulum swings with a consistent rhythm, and by harnessing that motion, clocks could achieve unprecedented accuracy, often within seconds. It's like the clock finally found its groove. This innovation not only improved timekeeping, but also had profound implications for navigation. Sailors could finally determine their longitude at sea, revolutionizing exploration and trade. But wait, there's more. As we marched into the 19th century, the Industrial Revolution brought about a new wave of innovation. Clocks became more accessible, and the standardization of time zones began to take shape. Before this, every town had its own time based on local solar noon, which made scheduling a nightmare. With the advent of railroads and telegraphs, the need for synchronized time became crucial. In 1884, the International Meridian Conference established the Greenwich Mean Time, creating a standardized time system that the world still uses today. Now, let's zoom in on the inner workings of these timepieces. At the heart of every clock is a mechanism that regulates the passage of time. For mechanical clocks, it's a combination of gears, springs, and escapements. The escapement is particularly fascinating. It's the part that controls the release of energy from the mainspring, allowing the gears to move at a steady pace. It's like a dance, where each component plays a vital role in keeping time. Then came the quartz clock in the 20th century, which changed everything once again. Quartz crystals vibrate at a specific frequency when an electric current passes through them, and this vibration can be used to keep time with incredible accuracy. within a fraction of a second each day. It's mind-boggling to think that a tiny crystal can regulate our daily lives so precisely. This innovation made clocks cheaper and more reliable, leading to the proliferation of wristwatches and digital clocks. But we didn't stop there. Enter the atomic clock, the pinnacle of timekeeping technology. Atomic clocks use the vibrations of atoms, specifically cesium or rubidium, as their timekeeping element. The accuracy of these clocks is so astounding that they can lose or gain less than a second over millions of years. Imagine that! They're so precise that they define the second itself. Atomic clocks are the backbone of GPS systems, telecommunications, and even the internet. They help synchronize everything from financial transactions to satellite communications, making our modern world function seamlessly. So here we are, in a world where time is measured with unparalleled accuracy. But let's take a moment to reflect on what all this means for us. Time is a construct, a way for us to organize our lives, yet it's also something deeply personal. We often find ourselves racing against the clock, trying to fit more into our days, while the ticking hands remind us of our fleeting moments. In our quest for precision, we must remember to cherish the time we have, to pause, breathe, and simply be present. As we continue to innovate and explore the mysteries of time, let's not forget the journey that brought us here. From sundials to atomic clocks, each step has been a testament to human ingenuity and our relentless pursuit of understanding. So the next time you check the time, take a moment to appreciate the rich history behind that simple act. After all, time is not just something we measure, it's a part of our very existence.